EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Cleveland Browns.
Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And before kickoff, Charles, quickly your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I could give you the standard ones, turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, ready for another installment of the NFL International Series. And we are underway from North London. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense.
But they'll be led out by their rookie QB, the young man out of Oregon.
There's a lot to like about Dillon Gabriel's game, and that was registered in the NFL draft when he went in the 3rd round. Incredibly experienced, starts 63 games in college, which is an FBS record. He may be undersized, but he understands the offense very well, and he's a terrific competitor.
On the ground, this is Quinshon Judkins.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6.
Looking to throw. Gabriel. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Off play action. Gabriel. And got his man complete. And they got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Down to about the 37.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
Again, they turn to 4th. And tough sledding. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The handoff to Ford up the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. It's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is third down. Back to throw. Gabriel. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing third down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Quinshawn Judkins taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Browns will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. But just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Point after here coming up. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. A 10-play drive that time. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Oh, he shifts past him. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. Leading the charge under center will be their 6'5" quarterback, Carson Wentz.
And when you look at him, you see that he's got all the tools you want in a quarterback. The big frame, the quick release, strong arm, has escapability. The issue sometimes, tries to do too much instead of just taking the throws that are available to him, and occasionally turnovers get him into trouble.
Now a play fake. Wentz. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be second down. His first pass attempt of the game, Charles, and the pass rusher's right there to hit him. But no fear, he delivered an accurate ball. Nice catch.
And you never want to see your quarterback getting hit, but it also sends a message to the rest of the team when he's able to take that shot.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Yeah. Meaning the guys in front of him had almost no chance to block him. They were on him in a hurry.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Addison will go in motion left. To throw, it's Wentz. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Escaping the pressure right. And Wentz going to slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, But how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Wentz. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball,
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That's going to be caught by Judy.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down, Gabriel.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3 and out.
On 4th down, Corey Bojorquez gets set to punt for Cleveland.
Taken in at the 22. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards.
Just a breakdown there defensively. It looked like someone got their wires crossed because no one seemed to pick him up at all. He's running free, and there's not a quarterback in the league who's going to miss that throw. That's a huge play.
Play action. Now Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Throwing now is Wentz. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football, and that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
For the field goal, a 27-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
Well, good start for him in this one here, the first quarter, and he's now 2 for 2 on field goals.
And I know while the offensive coaches are telling their guys, hey, let's leave the kicker out of it unless it's an extra point, this could pay dividends if this game is tight down the stretch. His confidence is going to be sky high if they need him for a big-time kick.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. A little juke. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Cleveland offense making their way out. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Gabriel. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Looking to throw. Gabriel.
And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6.
The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a fourth down coming up. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 23. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. A handoff to start the drive to Mason. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So a costly penalty yardage-wise, as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball, and if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
2nd and 6. Working from the gun, Wentz. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Wentz going to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run for it with Mason. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
Looking to put a drive together. They will start this drive with 4. And he stopped immediately there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Operating from the gun, Gabriel. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Eric Wilson able to make the tackle.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Gabriel.
Open man. He completes it to Judy.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, here's Jenkins.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. Once again, Jenkins.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
An inside run with Jenkins.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 23. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Give up the middle, Jenkins.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Operating from the gun, Gabriel. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there. 29 yards.
And the Browns are able to widen their advantage.
He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You can see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Point after try forthcoming. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Well, now how about this return? And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And out now come the Vikings. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And they'll go again with Mason. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
First down.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle, but give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the 2nd and 9. Straight ahead, here's Mason.
And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at the Browns' 44.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. To throw is Wentz. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
DeAndre Carter back deep. This is taken at about the 14. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2.
Looking to throw. Gabriel. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland 1st. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Gabriel. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
This is Ford. Ooh, with a juke. And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through one tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Judkins going to run it out of the gun.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Now here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to throw. Gabriel.
Right back to Judy, and it's complete.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Gabriel.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
This a 2nd and 8.
Back to throw again. And it's a fumble.
And the defense says they have it. They do. One play into the ball game, an early turnover.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play.
So these two teams off to their locker rooms for intermission, and that means we go to Orlando. Here's Scott Hansen with our halftime report. Scott?
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the 3rd quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thank you. And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half as we are about to get underway.
Let's get this point.
As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Looking to put a drive together. Now Wentz finds his man. There's Jordan Addison. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
To the right goes Mason. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, and move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. On the carry, this is Scott. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there. They'll feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Here's Wentz to throw. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 28. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Throwing is Wentz. Over the middle, complete. It's Scott. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And he'll just get rid of it.
All right, right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. And he will find Scott on the right side complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 4 yards out.
And the Vikings are back within a couple of the lead.
Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
They're going to run for with Jones. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do, because a lot of teams play you for the pass, so you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
Nothing separating these 2 teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter.
After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the 3rd as they have their first possession of this 2nd half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The 25-yard line.
Looking to throw. Gabriel. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They'll go for a gain of 7. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it, because you're running away from people on it.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun. Gabriel forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried to run through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
And that nearly their first pick of the game. But it falls down to the ground, incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Off the play fake. Gabriel under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down. Well, we've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
They need 18 yards here on third down.
Operating from the gun, Gabriel. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
Oh, what a move. Call out a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now out comes Minnesota.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Now Wentz. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now Wentz.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
2nd and 10.
To throw, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, it's Wentz.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
1 1st down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Well, that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
And he'll get this to the 32.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
Dillon going to go in motion right. Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw off play action.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He lets one go deep for Addison. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a 1st down. Roughing, it is a 1st.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
in motion left, that's Dillon. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Hey, we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers, but how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
They go again with Scott. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
Wentz now to throw. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game, and that continued with that first down run.
They'll run with Scott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Joe Tryon-Shoyinka in pursuit that time, and he gets the tackle for loss.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz.
Middle of the field to Jefferson.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 29-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the fourth quarter. Now Scott. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Second down and a yard.
Here's Scott. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down." They love being physical.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Scott.
And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Play action. Now Wentz. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Throwing now is Wentz. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
Carson Schlesinger.
He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And his kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
Looking to put a drive together. They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jonathan Allen picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Back to throw. Gabriel. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down, makes it manageable now.
They'll go with the keeper. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll run from the gun. It's Jenkins.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Looking to put a drive together. Shotgun now for Wentz.
Over the middle and complete to Addison.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson.
And some space here. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, you talk about catching a defense off guard. They were not expecting jet sweep at all there.
Well, he was 10 yards downfield before the defense even knew what hit him. So a really good play call against a defense that was set up for them to gain big yardage. And how about how they executed the handoff there? That means they spent some time with the wide receivers taking handoffs from the quarterbacks. Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Wentz going to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Gabriel. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. And the corner blitz gets him that time as he goes down for a short loss.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Open man downfield is Judy. He's got it.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Now it's Judkins. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here comes 2nd down at 5.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied.
All right, let's give the kicker some credit here because he didn't let the inaccurate snap faze him whatsoever. Trusted his holder to get the ball down in time, stuck to his routine, and somehow found a way to put the ball through the uprights.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. A beautiful fake. And he returns this to the 22. The Vikings offense and Carson Wentz set to take over once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. This is 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Wentz.
That's caught by Addison. And he will get out of bounds here as well. What a play. Big yardage. They stop the clock. And they move it to the boundary of field goal range as well.
And this is one of those gotta-have-it drives. You can't start much better than that. Big yardage there. And just as important, he's able to get out of bounds. And now, that changes everything.
Now Wentz. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Wentz to throw.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Under 50 seconds to play. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll hand it to Mason.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. On the give, it's Mason.
Showed off the footwork, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
And now it all rests rest on the right foot of their kicker. He's hit 3 times already, and this for the win. And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So a pressure kick there by the young man, and that should be enough to finish this one off.
Well, he's a second-year guy now, so he says, don't call me a rookie anymore. And I tell you, he's got a bright future in this league. And kicks like that are going to make sure he sticks around for a good long while.
Let's get this point.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
One final shot. They'll look to throw.
Completes to Njoku.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
This ball intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Vikings are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. But Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second-half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us. Not so much to the team who led at halftime and now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say cheerio from London.